and welcome to episode 62 of Into the Podcast. I'm your host, Sam, and I'm joined each and every week by other host, Ryan.
Yay, I didn't know if you were going to do
Hey,
it.
hosty boy.
2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a
or
row.
It's just a one-off special.
And here's the problem. So I've said the exact same words to start this podcast for 62 episodes now, a year and a half.
Yeah.
So it's natural to say them words. So I need to find something that fits, not like I'm co-host Sam and this is co-host Ryan, but that sounds a bit odd. So I need to find the script and stick to it.
Yeah, okay. Maybe just try different things out.
Yeah.
See how it feels.
Just with
Each
the word
and every
host
week,
in
just bring something else out.
Or
Yeah.
just loads of puns with the word host, like you did with Toads the other day.
Oh, yeah, I did do that with Toads, yeah.
I woke up on Saturday morning or Sunday morning or something to just a ridiculous amount of text messages in our Warhammer chat of Ryan just making frog and toad puns. It was the greatest morning of my life.
I totally forgot about that. I literally just laid in bed and woke up and it just...
That is when you're most mischievous, though, when you're just laid in bed. You're a fucking little tinker, mate, I tell you.
I had a totally awesome time doing that.
That's enough, I'm done. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Good. You know what? I'm good.
Good.
I am really good. We've both got a nice cup of tea.
This is a weird story.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not much of a story,
No,
but
it's boring, really.
yeah, it is boring.
But tell it.
But I was driving over here, right? And you know what? I don't think I've ever had a cup of tea at your house.
No, I
ever.
don't really
Like,
drink. I always got tea bags, but I don't drink tea normally.
Yeah,
I'm a
and
coffee
like,
boy.
we very, very rarely have hot drink here, and if we do, it's always been coffee. And I would literally pull it around the corner, and I thought I had a weird feeling of like, I really fancy a cup of tea. I might ask Sam to make me a cup of tea. And as soon as I walked in, pretty much, you're like, fancy a cup of tea?
I just fancied a brew.
Honestly, I didn't. It's just one of those bizarre situations. Like, you're like, what the fuck?
Mate,
Like,
you
get out of my head!
You manifest everything, though. Everything
yeah,
you think of, it just happens. So stop.
This is true.
Stop thinking about us being famous, for fuck's sake. Make me money, bitch.
Yeah, so like almost like a daily message I get from you now. Like, why aren't we famous
Why?
already? I'm so. What today's was? I'm so sick of people not recognising me in the street.
That was a new one. It's normally I'm sick of working, but
Yeah.
now it's why do people not know my name? I'm bored of telling people who I am.
Yeah.
People should just know. So, we've got an agenda this week. We actually wrote an agenda for the first time in a while.
Yeah.
It's got 5 things on it.
The agendas used to be long, didn't they?
They used to be really long.
We used to like properly plan these episodes.
In depth, like our catch up, we would have bullet points of things we was going to chat about.
Yeah.
And now it just says things like ITPA.
ITPA, yeah. What does that even mean?
Yeah, exactly. But catch up. You went to do the old soccer ball thing recently, didn't you?
I did.
How was it? Because I've not asked you.
It was good fun. So we went to see Chesterfield play,
did?
who are in the National League. But they've had a great season, so they're our local team.
Yeah.
We've gone to a few games this season. We've been to a game. We went
have.
a couple of months ago, didn't we?
Loved it. Beautiful pie. Bit peppery, but banging pie.
Yeah. Pint wasn't that good though, was it?
Nah,
the
shit pie.
salt. It was
Salt,
a salt
wasn't it?
loom. It was.
It was.
Very disappointing.
Yeah, I was disappointed. But luckily, I bought 3 pints at the half-time show.
I had to have that again because I went to get a Guinness, but they sold out a Guinness.
Oh, so what's their problem?
Honestly. But anyway, big day for them. It was just potluck because we've got tickets for this game a couple of months ago. And then as time as we got closer to the game, we were thinking, mathematically, this might work out that Chesterfield could get promoted on the day that we go. What are the chances of that? And obviously, because they're doing well, it's coming to the end of the season. It's so hard to get tickets now because it was a sellout on Saturday. And it meant, going into Saturday, anything but a loss, and they were going to get promoted. So like, that's it. It'll be a proper party atmosphere. We'll run onto the pitch and everything. Be the crazy yobs. And the bloody did it. 3-0.
They won 3-0. Did you have a pitch?
Yeah, we did.
Why didn't you take pictures?
I've got loads of pictures.
Why did you not send them?
I'll show you right now. Because this is what all the listeners want to see.
Audio platform.
Yep.
Show Sam a picture.
There's me on the pitch.
Oh my god. Yeah, you're really happy. Hood up as well.
It was fucking freezing.
You're a proper hoodie, mate.
Yeah.
Proper hooligan football fan, aren't you? Yes, mate.
Yeah.
Chesterfield.
So
that's it. Promoted.
Promoted into, good day into League Two.
Into League Two.
So actually officially in the Football League.
So a leagued team now.
Yes.
Wow.
So no, it was a good day to be fair. It's one of those as well, debating. I've run on the pitch a couple of times because I'm actually a Middlesbrough fan. So when they got promoted. Quite a few years ago now, we all ran on the pitch, and I think the year before that, when we got to Wembley, did the same thing. But it's a dead weird one because everyone's like round the barricades, ready to charge on, and the announcement comes out like, "Please stay off the pitch," even though they're probably thinking, "You best run on the pitch, you bastards," because how boring would we look?
Oh God, yeah.
We got promoted and no one gave a shit.
Everyone just left.
Everyone just left.
Yeah, bravo.
Yeah, well done. So you charge on, full-time whistle goes, everyone charge on, yay! You get onto the pitch.
Then what?
Then what do you do?
Yeah.
You just sort of
mill about.
Stand in the middle like, hey.
It's not like you can have a pint in the stadium and just be like, hey, chugging your pints about.
It. You just sort of stand there and then bounce around and... No, it is good. It's quite a good party atmosphere, to be fair. Like, flares are going off. And
I was jealous.
Everyone's on each other's shoulders, and it's just, yeah. And then because obviously they won the league, got everyone off the pitch and then did like the trophy presentation and stuff. So, yeah, it was a really good day. Really good day, to be fair. Then we went out for some nice food.
Nice.
And then went back home because obviously Claire not wanting to be out too late, being on her feet all that time. So we went back and I introduced Jess and Ed to the Royal Rumble drinking game.
Yeah, Claire sent me a picture because as if I wasn't jealous enough that you lot all went out to watch the game. I mean, I'm not even a football fan, but I loved it when I went with you guys.
Yeah, it's a good day, isn't it?
So I was jealous that I didn't get an invite to that. And then you all went for food, and then Claire was just like, oh, there, we're doing the Royal Rumble drinking game. I was like, fuck you, Claire. It's not your fault, but fuck them as well.
So we played the first game. The first Royal Rumble drinking game, it was just the ones that we did before because they're the best ones. So because Jessica and Ed as well grew up the same era as us, so weren't into the wrestling like we were, but knew it because of through me probably.
Yeah.
So we wanted the era that we all knew, which is the Attitude Era. So we played one. But one's just not enough. One gets you to that point where you're a good level of drunk and you're like, right, let's crack on now.
I'm not dribbling yet.
Yeah. So I was like, let's do another one. And I think everyone's a bit like, oh, yeah, maybe. And then it was like,
they were like, maybe, and I bet Claire was like, Ryan, pat the fuck up now.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, she just went to sleep in the corner.
And I'm on her side, mate.
Yeah. And then, so we went and played a second one, which was so unnecessary.
Was you fucked at the end of
I was battered. I was so rough on Sunday as well. And I was just thinking, why? I'm just sat at home, literally getting absolutely annihilated to go to bed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
if you went out, you're only going out to get annihilated to come home to bed.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's a weird thing. Like, we should have stayed at one. So actually, we only got through a few cans, so it was quite sensible. And then after the second one, because you're well oiled by then, so they're going down quicker. Your forfeits, you're having proper big
gulps.
sips and gulps. Yeah, so it was a bit silly,
rough.
really.
Was
good fun though. It's still good fun. It's such a good.
Was Jess and Ed pretty away with it?
Yeah. So by the halfway through the second game, Jessica was falling behind. She was chatting, and I think she was behind by like 12 drinks or something. She's such
a chatterbox, actually.
So she did the classic. Didn't realise this was a rule in Royal Rumble drinking game, but apparently once you get above double figures of forfeit, you just put a blanket on and go to sleep.
Is that what you did? Yes.
So we might have to make an amendment to the rules saying above 10, you do not put a blanket on and go to sleep.
But I take it Ed stayed strong.
Yeah, he did.
He kept it alive for us ginger bearded guys.
He did. And not only that, obviously, because what with the Royal Rumble drink game, we talked about this before it starts, you got to pick a wrestler. And I think we did the 2001 and Ed just guessed at The Rock, who went on to win.
Yeah.
And then for the second game, he's like, I'm going to go Stone Cold, who went on to win. So Ed won. This wrestler won both times.
I bet he was mega proud of it as well, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah. Because normally if your wrestlers in as well, they're eliminating more people, which means more forfeits for everyone else.
Yeah.
So me and Jessica ended up having to drink bloody twice as much as Ed, I think.
Speaking of Ed.
Yes.
Speaking of Ed. Now, I've abused this man on the podcast a few times. I think it was by like episode 3 of me calling him out for something every episode. I messaged him like, I like you.
Yeah. Our resident history teacher.
Yeah, our resident history teacher. But we have, within our little friendship group with Big Scottish Max, who's been on the podcast a few times, we have what is known as a BDO and a BNI, which is the big day out and the big night in.
Yep.
And we've not had a BDO in quite a while.
We haven't.
I think the last big day out was probably the Drew Flanagan episode. No, it wasn't. It was
We did
the
a
Sausage and Cider
sausage and
Festival,
cider festival.
where we watched Winnie the Pooh,
Blood and honey.
and you ordered 3 different takeaways, one after each other.
What a great night.
What a great day. So we've got another one coming up, and fucking Ed is joining us, and I cannot wait to get pissed with Ed, because I've obviously had a couple of drinks with Ed, but I've never got drunk with Ed.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be so much
good fun.
So I think we're going to get together and record the next week's episode before we head out.
Yeah.
Because they're always the best ones, because we're all pumped, ready to go out.
Yeah. We might have a couple of beers on the go or something.
At 11 a.m, because we're fucking legends.
Yeah, we did last time.
But where's it going with that? Ed, I love Ed.
Yeah,
and your sister falls asleep.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But speaking of your wife texting me, we have a thing at the minute where we speak most days and just discuss Married at First Sight Australia, because I'm well ahead of your wife at the moment.
Right, okay.
I'm up to date and she's quite far behind.
Yeah.
And when you went to play Warhammer on Thursday with Andy, she's like, I tell you what, I quite enjoy it when he goes, because I could just sit and just fucking blast Married at First Sight.
That's what she'll be doing tonight.
Yeah, so there's that, and she texted me the other day the most adorable picture of a baby Chesterfield kit.
Yes,
which is adorable. So I'm assuming you got that from the stadium.
Yeah, we got that on Saturday after the win.
Yeah,
we just nipped in the shop. It's like see what, because Claire's been after a shirt for ages, but because they've been doing well, they're all sold out, and you cannot get hold of one. So Claire's like, we'll go see if they've got a shirt. They only had like triple XLs left, but then they had the baby kit, so she got to do it on promotion winning day as well, for hometown as well. So yeah, it's super cute though, isn't it?
Yeah. So we've decided that when little baby Sam is not dressed in his Chesterfield kit, he's going to just be dressed like me.
Yeah,
I'm just going to buy him loads of matching jerseys, different hockey jerseys, American football jerseys, and they're all going to say Buckthorpe on the back. And he's just going to be dressed as me constantly.
Yeah,
which I think is fair.
Oh, absolutely.
So other than that, bit of Warhammer, bit of anything else you've been up to?
What have I been up to? I think that's about it.
Yeah. Because it was a busy weekend, because I was trying to get you to watch a film and you didn't think you'd have the time.
I didn't.
Which luckily you did.
And we'll be discussing that very soon.
We will.
Yeah, I think that's it. I saw our good friend, Mr. Richard Twiner.
That was it.
Big fan of the podcast.
This is why I asked you, because I knew there was someone else, but I forgot.
Yeah. So that was Friday night, because it's just been a very busy weekend. It's been non-stop, so that feels like a lifetime ago, even though it was only a few days.
Of course.
So I went around Richard's, and he's got a VR headset. I want to say the Galaxy Quest
Maybe.
3?
Sure.
Rich will correct me if I'm wrong, which I probably am. Which is so much fun. Yeah. It's so cool. Some of the games are absolutely incredible. So we played a few different ones. Played it's like a zombie invasion one. So with the headset he's got now, because he's got upgraded it, what it can do is it scans
it maps your room, doesn't it?
room and maps your room, and then turns it into a zombie apocalypse. So it's like you're defending your own house. So if where we're sat here, so the window behind you would be an actual window in the world, and same for that one, and all the doors. So start breaking through all that. So that's really cool, really fun. The Walking Dead game,
I've played that on VR. It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, I only did a quick demo, and then I jumped onto Horde mode, because you haven't got time for the story and stuff. So
I did Horde mode as well.
Yeah. But it's so satisfying when you get because you properly have to
axe people in the
head, or shiv someone, and you have to force it through.
Oh yeah.
And then really sort of yank it out of their brain. It's so weird, because
so satisfying.
It is. But one of the best games, it's a game that we've played before, and I absolutely love it. I could play it time and time again. It's a mod for a game called Half-Life Alyx.
Yeah.
And it's called Gun Contract, and it's basically John Wick, the game. So you just have a pistol that you have to reload like a proper gun. So you have to eject the magazine, put another one in, cock it back. And obviously you have to do all the proper motions.
I've seen things of it on Facebook where people are fucking about and doing flips and shooting people with it.
Yeah, so but this one you can't do any flips or anything. So it's literally realistic. You're walking through rooms and you have to clear all the corners and stuff. But it feels real, because it's you really feel like you're firing the gun and you can't take any damage. If someone comes behind you, bang, bang, you're dead.
Right, okay.
So it's fucking tense, man.
Yeah,
because you are literally trying to clear this building, and you're just shitting yourself, because thinking, if someone comes behind me, I'm in this like fucking massive complex on my own, and it's so easy for someone to just come behind you, bang, bang, you're dead.
Yeah.
Like it would be in real life. You wouldn't have a clue. You wouldn't have a chance. But it's incredible because it's VR. You can actually like lean around the corners and just peer around and then put your gun round and blind fire and all sorts. It is so addictive.
Oh, that sounds
the
amazing.
Best game I've ever played on the VR, and I've played it last time because you have to like on one mode you have to rescue a hostage, and I got the hostage, and last time some like the bad guys burst through the door, so I started shooting them, and the hostage just ran in front of me and I blew her head off, and I failed. They're like, "You bastard!" So I finally managed to rescue her this time because it was like felt like unfinished business.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And then there's another one, like the second mode, where it's like you have to go through like an art gallery. So the opening of that is a little bit like the start of the Matrix,
Okay.
you know, where they've got the like barriers. It's like the sort of the lobby.
Yeah.
You just walk through and you start blasting away. They're like so much fun. And apparently, Rich was telling me that whoever made the mod are making like a full feature length game for that,
amazing.
which would be so cool because you'll have to give it a go. Honestly, it is fantastic because. As much as I love my shooters on like your console games, when you're doing it in VR, it just totally changes it.
Of course. Have you played Super Hot before?
Don't think so.
So Super Hot it's not like that. So it's I don't know, it's bad graphics. So they're like mannequins, the bad guys, but everything is in super slow motion.
Oh, yeah.
Until
you
move.
move. I have played that,
when
yes.
you move, everything speeds up with your movement.
Yeah.
So you can look around without it speeding up, so you can figure out what's going on, but it's the same sort of thing. So I've only got 2 bullets in this gun. So
Yeah.
I've got to pop that one, throw this gun at the third.
Yeah.
He will drop a shotgun, which I'll grab. You got to lean out and grab
Yeah.
it. Cock it, shoot that one, throw it at another one, and drop a throwing star
All
or
whilst
something.
trying to dodge bullets and stuff.
Yeah, it's fucking outstanding.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It just changes the dynamic of gaming. Like
massively, yeah.
I think the only downside to like VR stuff is because it's so immersive. I think it can just send you like bloody doolally after a while. Like I saw Rich today and he asked me if like how my eyes would get how they were Saturday because. You know, it's bad enough just staring at a screen sometimes for a few hours, but if you're in that headset, it's so immersive. I think that's the only downside. I don't know if you could play all night long on it, but so much fun.
Yeah. And I will make it at some point, Rich. I'm a fucker because he puts in our little group message, right, when can you make it, boys? And I've had a lot going on, so I'm like, I'll have a look soon. I'll have a look for the date. And then before I know it, it's 2 months down the line and you're like, oh, I'm going on Friday. And I'm like, fuck.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Rich. I'm just a pain in the ass. I promise you I will come. I want to come. It's going to be fun. Now, you spoke about what you think is the best game in the world, which clearly isn't, because I've been playing the best game in the world. Something that I have lost
I know exactly what you're saying.
tens of hours to over the last couple of weeks. It's just this real fun, immersive game as well.
Yeah,
they've just done a really good collaboration with Warhammer 40k, SpongeBob SquarePants, all these different characters. Power Wash Simulator.
Yep.
Yeah. I've lost easily about 20 hours to that game in the last couple of weeks. I said this to my friend Aaron the other day, and he just shook his head and he was like, I haven't got time to shower some nights. And you've played Jet Wash. So I was like, yeah, but I'm staying up till 1 a.m. doing it.
Yeah.
As if that was normal to say.
That's all right then. That makes it okay.
I'm telling you something now. It is on Game Pass. None of you will download it. But those of you that have played it, you'll understand how satisfying it is. Like, some people will read to go to sleep or what. Mate, and I don't sleep shit. I'm terrible at falling asleep. Mate, this thing sends me off.
Just nice and relaxing.
It's the sound of the jet wash.
Yeah, lovely.
And it's just repetitive motion, up and down, cleaning a gnome.
Just so satisfying seeing
I'm
it
telling you
go
now.
from really dirty to nice and
Yeah,
sparkly.
exactly.
Like, I've done that.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's one of those games that you kind of like, this is where the addictive part of it comes in, because you're like, could be a big thing. So the other night I was fucking about cleaning a massive fountain. So you're like, right, well, I'll just do the base and then I'll turn it off. And you're like, Yeah, but I've got to do all the stairs around that, so I just quickly do all the stairs.
Yeah, obviously.
But then all the stairs will have a gnome on it, so like I've got to clean the gnome, and they're quite tough. So I'll just get like a different like nozzle for it.
Right.
And before you know it, you've spent 6 hours and you've cleaned this whole fucking massive thing, and you're like, oh, I meant to pick the kid up from school.
Yeah. My actual house is a shithole.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this is it. When was it? Not last summer, the summer before. I borrowed when this game first came out, and I got it. I borrowed a power wash from Aaron because I was like, we're moving soon. I want to jet wash the
like the decking,
which is already pretty fucked anyway. But I was like, I'll give it a jet wash and make it a bit nicer to sit in. I hated it. I got wet. My arms were hurting by the end of it. It was boring as piss. I put it down. I did half of it, went inside and played Power Wash. I thought it's just so much better.
Yeah, fair.
Wicked. Well, that's good fun. And I've done fuck all, mate.
Yeah.
Literally fuck all.
You know what we're supposed to do, though? One disappointing thing that's happened to us recently.
Go on.
We've been trying to play Helldivers 2.
Oh my God, we have been trying to play Helldivers 2. You guys taught me into, because you and Max both have PlayStations.
Yeah.
So you both taught me into buying it. And I had a bit of money in my PayPal, which, like, money in PayPal isn't money. Because half the time I don't even know how it got in there.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, I've obviously bought the takeaway one night and someone's PayPal'd it instead of sending it to my bank. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So I was like, so I think I got it for like 15, 16 quid in the end. So I was like, oh, fuck it, I'll buy it then. We set this big night. I bought beers, I bought snacks. Me and Max all night. We're just going to Helldiver, to shoot aliens, shoot each other probably.
Yeah.
Orbital strike each other.
Exactly. And just have a good time doing it.
Yeah, and I've played a couple of missions and it was good fun, but I don't like playing with randos.
Yeah, same.
It's the sort of game where you want to be on headset with your mates.
Yeah.
Chatting,
just
having a
shooting
laugh.
Giant alien bugs.
Yeah, I couldn't wait. And the one glitch the game still has, you can't add people cross-platform. I'm on Steam, you guys are on PlayStation Network. So it's like, for fuck's sake, we tried everything, didn't we?
Yeah.
We tried joining the same level at the same time several times. We tried all these things around it. So that's such a massive letdown because Helldivers 2 has been like the biggest game.
It's currently like the biggest game in the world, I would say, at the moment.
Oh, easy. And it looks so much fun. And it is so much fun, but just this one thing of, come on, get it right.
Yeah,
like,
this is such a basic function.
Basic function, yeah, exactly. Everything else in the game that this can do, and this is the one thing you can't get right.
I know. Which is such a shame because, and hopefully it's something we can go back to because it's not like it's I don't know, it's a sort of game we'd only ever play with mates anyway. So I think the fact that it should have a longevity, I don't think it'll be like a flash in the pan. I'm hoping that they'll get it sorted and then we, as soon as that's sorted, we can jump in and just lose a lot of hours to it because it's nice to mix it up and just shoot a load of, basically play Starship Troopers, the game.
Yeah.
So, and
again, you're all together. It's not like COD where you're playing other people.
Yeah, you're just all together fighting like aliens or robots or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And the sort of more you go on, the better equipment you unlock. And yeah, it just looks so much fun. So Helldivers, whatever company it is, you are listening, sort your shit.
Yeah, really. Come on. Be better.
Yeah, we're the biggest pop culture podcast in this room. So, you know what I mean? Like, we could really do wonders for you. No?
Yeah, I agree.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for agreeing. Okay, so that's it for catch up. So, next thing, I want to bring back a little segment I've not done in a while.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the whole Into the Podcast Appreciates.
We haven't done that for a while
It's been a while since I've been like, you know what I appreciate? Do you know what we appreciate? So I'd like to bring that back today because I'm in a good mood and I'm feeling quite happy at the moment because it's been a shit month. It's been a bad start to this year with everything going on. My mother was unwell and bits and bobs. It's been pretty awful. And obviously, starting this year, I've mentioned on the podcast, I'm trying to see things in a better light and try to see the good in things. And so I'm back on that train. So before I get into it, I just want to say a massive thank you to Matt Heaton for last week's episode.
Great episode. Had a lot of fun doing that.
I had so much fun with him. He's such a funny guy. We'll definitely have him on again. All the listeners loved it.
Yeah.
The numbers were through the roof this week.
I know, yeah. Matt's clearly bringing the numbers.
Yeah, Matt, we was up 132%. That you did that, Matt. Well done, mate.
Yeah.
I sent the figures to you this morning, didn't I? And was like, we hope that was us, but it probably wasn't.
It definitely wasn't us.
So a massive thank you, Matt. That was insane, mate, and we'll get you back on. So it's a two-parted ITPA this week.
Okay.
And the first thing I would like to appreciate is our listen base, our followers, the people that listen to this podcast, because not only do I mean, we'd be doing this if no one listened. Let's be perfectly
Yeah,
honest. That's what this
we
podcast
are.
is about. Is us catching up.
Absolutely.
But you guys really give us something to enjoy. Like, you know, you're really active on socials. You I mean, a lot of the guys we see at work as well, and they're giving us stuff. And it's great to have these conversations with people.
It really is.
And so just everyone that listens, thank you so much. And you've really put up with us for so much shit of having to stop and start and all the stuff we've been through and having to break and just being sometimes just unorganized.
Oh, completely. Yeah, we really are.
Like, you guys really are amazing. And we just want to thank you all from the bottom of our heart for just being such great people.
Absolutely.
And we've not had one person slag us off on the internet yet. We're still
It's
on 5
shocking.
stars.
I know, yeah.
We say some shit. We've had 2 people say stop talking about wrestling,
Okay, fair.
but that's it so far.
We only talked about wrestling a little bit in this episode.
It was mainly drinking, though.
Yeah.
It was all around drinking, not about wrestling.
Exactly.
That was a side character. That was an NPC, that was. But yeah, big thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That's nice, Sam. That's lovely, that, Sam.
Yeah, thank you, mate. And the second appreciation goes to Megan, our unofficial manager, that basically said to us a few weeks ago, right, I'm going to take over your socials for a couple of weeks to show you what you could be doing. So on the next episode, I announced her as our manager to basically fucking cuckold her into being our manager, and she has done everything for us.
Oh, she really has. And put up with a lot of grief.
Oh, God.
You especially.
I know,
absolutely a hammer, Megan.
I do hammer her, but I love her dearly. I really do. She's such an amazing person. She's really pushed the socials. You know, our numbers on socials have been growing and growing.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Which is, you know, turning into listens, which is amazing. And we're still not good. She's still constantly chasing us for shit. I was supposed to send her a video of Snack of the Week last week.
Yeah.
And the phone's still here somewhere that I've not cropped the video. So, and everyone that does listen, you've just had your appreciation. I want to see on social media, on our next post, everyone saying thank you to Megan, because there won't be a post if she doesn't do it. You know, we do. We're always just going, Megan will do that. Megan will do that.
Yeah.
And that's the only way she finds out we want her to do stuff is because we do it on the podcast. So we're not sorry for that, because we find it very funny.
This is our problem, isn't it? We're our own worst enemies, because we just find it's just hilarious. We're just so funny.
So you get a lot of work because we find it funny giving you work. But we love you and we appreciate
do love
you dearly.
Thank you.
And we've got a pretty good episode where Megan's going to come on. She's going to do some filming for us for a very special episode.
Yep.
And when she comes down, we'll treat her like the queen she is. Lots of food, lots of drink. We'll make sure that she has the best time on the show. And all you guys get to meet her, because she is an absolute joy to have in your life.
She is.
Anything you'd like to appreciate? Me.
I think you've said it all, to be honest. Yep. Next section.
Oh, I suppose-
next segment.
Guess we should do some snacks then, don't we?
Yep.
Speaking of snacks, Drew Flanagan came to my house the other
Oh,
day.
he did. Yes.
He wasn't wearing orange trousers.
Disappointing. We'll have to crop that. We'll have to edit the photo.
The worst thing was, because we mentioned this a couple of episodes ago, Megan said, get some photos of his orange trousers, but they're all from a night out. They're not great photos. And I meant to text him saying, oh, when you pop round, can you wear your orange trousers? Because I want a picture of you. And I just completely forgot. But I think he come down from like Bedford or something. And he just spent a few hours. We had a cup of tea, chatted shit about Warhammer and gaming. And it was just so good to see him. He stayed for a couple of hours, popped off again. But, he was delightful.
Yeah,
it was just so nice to have him here. And unfortunately, he can't make the big boys' day out. He can't make BDO, but there'll be plenty more. And we're getting him back on the show. I did mention it to him he's now back for a while. So we will get him back on. We'll have another great time. We'll get drunk and we'll do some games or something. We haven't done a game in so long.
We haven't.
And you could quiz us or you could game us. You can be the game master for once.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm the privilege now that I'm a host. I can do these sort of things.
Well, the only reason I'm normally game master is because I write the games. I write the quizzes. I do it, Ryan.
Oh, shit. Does that mean I have to come up with something?
Yes, I'm not writing it for you.
Oh, God. So much effort.
Drew, Sing us in, baby.
Here come Sam and Ryan, listen to them both speak. They've come 2 hours all with their pop culture critique. But are you even a nerd if you don't overread? So come on everybody, it's the snack of the week.
I appreciate you, Drew. We appreciate you dearly. Just being the fantastic human being you are.
He is fantastic.
Let's keep that love up. Right. More snacks from other people.
From other people, yes.
Yeah, and I thought, I was going to ask you this earlier, then I thought I'd wait till we're live. Where do we get these from, Ryan?
The mystery box
Yeah.
of snacks.
And who got them?
I just don't remember.
I'm just turning the light on, it's getting dark.
It is quite dark, yeah.
I'm
it's
assuming-
so much brighter.
It's a little lamp. What do you expect?
Say.
Ambiance, mate.
Right, yeah.
Ambiance. These have got to be your sister.
I don't know if they are. I can't remember. I'm really sorry. The problem, we said this before, didn't we? We got massive influx of snacks at one stage, and we couldn't keep track of them all, so we just put them all in the mystery box of snacks, and then
Didn't think it through, did we?
didn't label who brought them. So whoever brought us these, just let us know.
Let us know, and we will do an it per next week.
Yes.
We will appreciate
Yes.
it. But what I will put out there, we're out of snacks. So keep them. We've learned from our mistake. We're going to label them now.
Yep.
Because we've got a couple of snacks left, but they are things that people have bought us that we have done before. And we don't want to double up, do we?
No.
So we've actually got something this week that isn't really your sort of thing.
No.
So you're not really a gummy sweet fan, are you?
I'm not particularly.
And we've got some little gummy sweets, my friend. We've got some warheads. So these are known for being very sour,
Right, okay.
and they're little worms.
Little worms.
Not little, lil.
Little worms.
Little worms.
Little worms.
Sour outside, sweet and chewy inside.
Interesting.
Wiggly all over. Little in size, huge on flavour, 90 calories per serving. I love this. How much is a serving now? Where it says 90 calories per serving and serving is one fucking sweet. Oh, it doesn't say.
So
That's annoying.
90 calories per sweet.
No, it doesn't say. That's a shame. They're in date though.
That's good.
Yeah.
Little worms.
Product of the USA. Wicked. Right, let's go. Actual size, tiny.
Yeah.
Interesting. Right. To look at, they don't look as like on the box. They look so colourful, don't they? Like neon, nearly.
Yeah.
Whereas in real life, not as much. I'm just going to grab a few.
Maybe it's because it's so fucking dark in here.
Shut up, Matt. Bring your own electricity. I've got several flavours.
What flavours?
I think. Well, I got a green.
I've got green and yellow.
And a red.
I'll try.
And a yellow.
I'll try a red as well. Or is that orange? I think it's orange.
Probably. Right.
Which one are we
Well,
starting with? Should we start with green?
I'm going to go green.
Okay.
Bone apple teeth. These are not sour in the slightest.
No, not a single bit of sourness.
These are supposed to be blow your tits off sour. Have a look. Tits firmly on.
I can see them, yeah.
Sweet and chewy.
Yeah. Not sour, though.
No.
I've gone for orange. No, yellow. Orange.
You're right into that mark, aren't you? It's hard to crunch when we've got these, so.
No sour on
No.
that one either.
And also, not the best on flavour.
No.
Like, we're back to them sweets where I'm worried about my my teeth.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't want to lose a teeth on this. A teeth.
A teeth.
A
You want
teeth.
tooth.
Oh, the red ones are nice. Bit of flavour on the red.
Well,
Disappointing.
more than a little disappointed.
Not a little, a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So we have a chart.
Yeah. What is it? What does the chart say?
Well-
without looking at the posts
Without
that
looking-
Megan did.
Without looking at what? Right. Fucking hell, Instagram isn't working.
Oh, shit. So it's top tier,
Yeah.
second tier,
No, love that.
third tier,
I'd have it again.
fourth tier.
If I have to.
The worst.
The worst, because I didn't want to swear.
There you go. Well remembered.
Now, let's just see if that was right. I can't get into our Instagram. Megan's locked us out. It's gone! Look!
You've lost it.
Oh my God, I've been kicked off our own social media. Oh my, I can't believe
You have to
that's
search for it like a chump,
right.
like an outsider.
Love that. I'd have it again if I have to. The worst. Is that what I said?
So it's top tier, then love that.
Love that. If I'd have it again.
I'd have it again if I have to. The worst.
That's definitely what I said the first time.
Where are you putting it?
Not the worst.
It's pretty shit, though. Sorry, whoever got us these. I'm sorry.
The problem is, they don't taste bad.
Yeah.
I think the worst is there for things that taste bad. They don't have a lot of flavour. They're quite disappointing, but they don't taste bad. Like, I will eat this packet because they're gummy sweets, and I love gummy sweets.
Yeah, see, I'm not a gummy sweet fan, generally.
I'm going if I have to.
If I have to, are you?
Well, I won't buy these in a shop.
I think I'm going to go if I have to as well.
Yeah.
At the bottom of if I have to as well, because gummy sweets don't do it for me generally.
No, I know, but you can't put this in the realm of we'll always say apple milk.
Yeah, fair. It's if I have to. If I have to. It's very like a begrudging. If I have to.
Go on, I mean, you won't have any more of them.
No, I won't.
No.
I
will. I still am. So, whoever got us the sour sweets, they're not sour. And not really that flavoursome.
Best part about them, the box.
Oh, yeah, the box looks fucking grand, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We'll get a little picture up.
Yeah.
I'll pop a picture on it. No, I can't get on.
We'll send a picture to Megan to put a picture up.
Megan!
I've already done it. I've already sent it.
Well done, mate. Well done. So, yeah, nothing against you, whoever bought them.
No, it's nothing personal.
We actually appreciate you.
Yeah.
Whoever you are. I'm saying it's your sister.
Little in size, huge on flavour is a lie.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of a lie, did I mention the cereal in last week's episode?
No, you didn't.
Fucking the Sidemen, the famous Sidemen. If you don't know who they are, massive. I mean, there's a documentary on Netflix about them.
There is, yeah. I've not watched it.
Big YouTube group. KSI is part of them. They brought out a cereal. This is the best cereal, it's called.
Yep.
You can get chocolate or caramel.
Mm-hmm.
So I went caramel.
No, okay.
It tastes of foot. Like crusty foot as well. Like
So not nice foot.
No, so you've been working all day, so they were sweaty.
Yeah.
You've not showered, but then you've sat with your feet up, so the sweat has just turned to crust.
Yeah, like bunion foot.
Bunion foot. So if you kind of compress that into a little cereal
or
bit,
if you like shave some of the bunion off.
Yeah.
And then like to make like the wheaty texture.
But then you get some caramel sauce and show the bunion. Don't put any on it. Just show the bunion the caramel sauce.
You need to be that flavour.
Yeah.
Bunion.
Cool. Eat this.
Bunion flakes.
So the question is, how do I sue the Sidemen for lying to me? Because it's called This Is the Best Cereal, which is an outright lie.
Shocking behaviour.
In America, they'd be all over this.
Yeah.
They'd be saying, listen, motherfuckers, not having it. KSI, give me some of that prime money. Wouldn't they?
Yeah, they would.
But no, we have to deal with shit cereal.
We're too polite, aren't we?
It was only £2 though, so
that's still £2 that you've wasted.
it is, but at the same time, the box is a little bit funky, so I can get away with going, "Oh, this cereal looks nice to my child," but it's good for you. Don't get me wrong; ingredients very good for you.
I don't believe it.
So I'm quite happy feeding this to my child because it's like, "Oh, fun box," and she's
Okay.
like, "Oh, these look cool." I feed it to her. Doesn't taste great, but she's having a nutritious breakfast
Okay.
whilst I'm not eating bunions.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Sidemen, fuck you,
Disappointing.
basically, is what I'm saying. So, that leaves us one last thing to do, Ryan. Now, we're going to say this now. If we have time, we're going to shove this in on the end, but we can't really. Our amazing manager, Megan, put out on social medias recently, what is your favourite plot twist? This was a conversation we had at work with our good friend Thomas, and I messaged you, and big talking point.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, let's do an episode on this of the best plot twists in film. And real good response on socials, real good response from the people we spoke to, but we feel it's a big topic.
Mm-hmm.
but there's a film we want to talk about that is very current. So we're going to talk about the film this week and do the plot twist next week. Gives us time to promote it a little bit more, get more of your guys' opinions.
Probably do our own top 5 as well.
We'll do our own top 5.
So rather than rushing through it today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because if we do it today, let's look at the time. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a big talk, and then I feel it's going to be a bit of a rush. I don't want to rush that topic because it's a good one.
So much to talk about as well.
Exactly.
Just some of the responses from people on social media is such like any one of those films or any one of those twists could be an entire episode itself.
Exactly.
So we want to give as much time to that as possible.
And at the same time, we spoke earlier, and we want to make sure we get this episode correct because we don't want to give away spoilers, but at the same time, we can't talk about plot twists without giving away spoilers. So we kind of have to come together with an idea of what is popular enough that we can talk about the plot twist and what maybe is worth saving.
Yeah.
Like to me, Sixth Sense, one of the biggest plot twists of all time, you should never have it spoiled. But if you've not seen Sixth Sense, fuck you.
Yeah, it's an old film
it's
now.
An old film.
26 years old or something?
And for 26 years,
25 years or something.
And it's been known as the best plot twist of all time. If at this stage you haven't seen it, that's on you, mate.
Yeah, similar with a couple of others like Fight Club and stuff. So we can talk probably quite very openly about those ones, but there's a couple of niche films.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a couple on there I've not seen as well, which would be quite nice for this because I've been so busy playing Jet Wash Simulator that I've just not had time to do anything.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, it'd be nice to get a couple of them films watched as well. So that will be next week because we just don't want to rush it. So for now, we are going to talk about Jake Gyllenhaal, Conor McGregor in the 2024 Amazon Prime original Roadhouse. Well, so I texted you on Friday saying, Ryan, I need you to watch a film for next episode. You said, dude, I don't think I'm going to get the opportunity. I'm at Richard's tonight. I've got football all day Saturday. Sunday, I'm definitely going to be hungover from watching too many WrestleManias.
Yeah.
So I didn't think, and I was like, well, fuck it, I'm talking about it and I'm going to ruin it for you because fuck you. If you can't even watch a film for me. But you managed to get Roadhouse watched.
I did.
I have kind of given away my opinion to you.
Okay.
So before I go into what I thought of it, I'd like to hear your opinion first.
Okay. Should I give an overview of the film for people first?
Give an overview of the film because obviously you didn't even tell me you'd watched it until you turned up tonight, did you?
Yeah, no. So Roadhouse 2024 Amazon Prime original.
Yes, sir.
Is a remake of the 1989 Roadhouse starring Patrick Swayze.
Yes, sir.
Sam Elliott
without a tash.
We'll get into that.
Oh, we will.
Other people in that film.
So many boobies.
Yeah. We'll come into that as well.
Yeah.
So the premise of this one is Jake Gyllenhaal is a former UFC fighter who's down and out and is just going around place to place, sort of bumming around, getting into sort of backyard fight type things to earn a bit of cash. And he, in the opening scene, he's about to go into a fight with Post Malone,
which is great.
We saw Post Malone kick the shit out of someone in like a stereotypical like fighting ring, isn't it? Type thing. Like
first time I've seen a fight with two real people be CGI'd.
I'm going to come on to that. I'm going to come onto that thing. And then similar to the original film, like a bar owner of the Roadhouse. It's a really rough bar. She needs some protection, some outside people, because it's just people kicking off and ruining the club and she's losing business and stuff. So she hires Jake Gyllenhaal to come and basically be the bouncer.
Yeah. 20 grand, it's yours.
Yeah, $5 a week and come and sort it out and then get rid of the ruffians and happy days and off you go. So off Jake Gyllenhaal goes to Key West in America, is it?
Key West, yeah.
So it's all like beautiful, like, I don't know where Key West is.
Isn't it down Jersey way?
I don't know. It gives me like Miami vibes. Yeah. Like, that sort of feel, isn't it? It's like beautiful blue skies and it's sunny and palm trees and it's on the coast, so it's all like lovely setting, but it's just like this rough bar. And yeah, so it's all about him getting involved, trying to initially throw out the local ruffians, but then the local ruffians are hired by an organised crime man, or well, pretty much, and it's all about them trying to take over the Roadhouse because he needs to get rid of it.
Yeah.
And things escalate and go more and more extreme, and it starts from like ballroom fights to,
blowing up yachts.
Pretty much, yeah. So that's the premise of the film.
Nice and simple.
Nice and simple. Bit tongue in cheek. It's a silly film. It's not. It's loosely based on the original, I would say. Like similar plot, as in he's hired to sort out a bar, but it's very different in a lot of ways. But sticking with the new one, what did I think of it?
Knowing that you are a big fan of the original as well.
I do like the original a lot. I didn't hate this film at all. There was bits of it that were enjoyable. I really like Jake Gyllenhaal as it, who's fucking shredded. Fucking shredded wheat, mate.
Yeah, mate.
He is in great shape. He looks great. He's quite... I don't know. He's got like a cheekiness about him, I guess. Like he knows he's badass. He can take it on. Yeah. I spoke to Rich, who we've already mentioned, who sort of said he'd watched it as well. He wasn't a big fan of him because he thought he found him quite arrogant and smug.
In the film?
In the film. Okay. I didn't get that as much.
No, I didn't. I found him quite playful. And just,
I think playful is the right sort of word. You know what? And Post Malone, who's only in at the start, I'm a big Post Malone fan. I thought he was quite good. He was believable as sort of like a big, bit of a burlier, tattooed.
Because he's a big lad covered in tattoos.
Yeah. He's sort of like, and he's a bit heavier set, isn't he? He's not shredded, but
he's got the beer belly, but it kind of adds to the.
Yeah, he adds just a tough guy. He's quite believable as someone who would get into a bar fight.
100%. Yeah.
So he was all right, and it's only his is a glorified cameo. The main bad guy, and I spoke to Rich about this, he sort of flagged it to me as well. I get that he was a bit wet, who's like the organised crime boss who's trying to throw her out. He's a bit...
He's very wet, but that's his character.
Yeah,
I think he plays his character very well.
Yeah,
just a pompous prick that can't throw his own punches.
Exactly, so he gets someone else to do his dirty work for him. He was all right, and like wearing his like ridiculous like pink suits and stuff on the yacht. Yeah, I didn't mind him. Conor McGregor.
Let's talk about Colin McGregor.
Let's talk about, yes, Mr. McGregor, who plays the villain, basically. He's the heavy that is brought in because when Jake Gyllenhaal...
80s film.
Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal is Dalton. He's starting to turn the tide and things, and he's starting to like win back, and, the Roadhouse is becoming a little bit more respectable, and it's not going the way they want it. So... let's bring in Conor McGregor, who's the heavy, to come fuck him up, basically.
Come on, I want to hear it.
I don't think you go... I actually quite like Conor McGregor.
I really like... The guy did not act well.
He is not a good actor.
No, but his character was played brilliantly.
Yep.
He was meant to play a psychopath.
Yeah.
And he played a fucking psychopath.
He did. And he can't act, but he just gets away with it because...
he's Conor McGregor.
He's Conor McGregor. He is cheeky and natural in real life. He's actually cheeky. He's actually like a character. He's
swagger.
The swagger.
Yeah.
And he's a fucking unit. And, he's a real fighter. So it's not like he's just pretending. I'm not a huge Conor McGregor fan. I've never been massive into UFC anyway, so it's not really my place to comment on that world. I know he was the biggest wrestler, UFC fighter for a long time, but a huge character nonetheless, polarizing in a lot of ways.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Because he's a very Marmite. People love him or hate him a lot. So he's going to be a put off for a lot of people or turn on for this film. But I think he plays him well, He's never going to win any acting awards, but he doesn't need to. He's there to look fucking menacing, and he's believable as menacing. If he walks into a bar with a golf club, you are not.
You're leaving immediately.
You are absolutely leaving immediately.
You're not waiting to see what happens.
No. Like, oh yeah, I'll see you later. I'm sneaking out the back door. 100%. And he gives that vibes.
Mm-hmm. His introduction to the film is phenomenal.
How is his intro?
Jumping out the window where he's shagging that lass.
Oh shit! Yeah, he's shagging the lass, and he's just bollock naked, walking through the market. The Conor McGregor strut, arms flailing. Yeah,
he goes shopping for clothes.
Yeah. So, you know what? He was quite good. So character wise, I quite liked them. You know, Jake Gyllenhaal's, he was. I quite enjoyed him. I think he played Dalton quite well. Conor McGregor was.
I just love
great.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
I love Jake Gyllenhaal,
and
I love him in anything. Same. The plot was ridiculous and bang average, but it's like a throwback to the 80s, sort of like ridiculous action films. So I didn't mind it. It's a film about a guy who's going to defend a bar.
Yeah,
it's not fucking, I don't know,
Star Wars
or Pride and Prejudice or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like a complex plot or anything smart. It doesn't need to be, because that's not what kind of film it is. But being said, there was a hell of a lot of flaws with this film.
A hell of a lot.
My biggest issue, which really was super, super disappointing, is the fight scenes.
Yeah.
They were awful, in my opinion. The camera angles were jerky, and then they had this weird thing in every fight where it'd like move round. So it's like, rather than like in a normal fight, you'd almost like a flat screen, like Mortal Kombat style, and then you throw punches and stuff. Whereas this camera like to move like from side to side or like do 360s or go above them. And all that meant was that to incorporate that, they just CGI'd all the fights.
Mm-hmm.
So you got guys throwing punches, and obviously, like, we've seen guys throw punches at each other since the dawn of time in filming, and it's always looked fine. So now what they've done is, we'll just CGI. I'm going to throw a punch, and then I'll CGI the rest of my hand actually hitting you in the face, and your face will be CGI taking that punch, and we'll just do that constantly. We might as well have just watched a fucking watch Mortal Kombat video game.
Yeah.
It was just jerky. It was hard to follow. A lot of the shots, it was just blurry. Some of them. Why the fuck have they CGI'd all the fights?
It's weird.
It just took any sort of like badassery out of it, I thought.
And the thing is, it's so obvious, which is the problem.
Yeah.
Because there's certain things in film that is CGI'd that you're like, oh, that's done well.
Yeah.
And even in lower budget films, like the CGI can be quite good and you don't notice it.
Yeah.
Whereas in this, because CGI will always be, whether it be tiny, but very pixelated and very jerky.
Yeah.
And this was very jerky.
It really was.
And the opening scene with Posty, it's so obvious.
It's so bad. It's so poor. And it just took any sort of credibility out of the fight scene. So you've got Conor McGregor, a professional fighter. Jake Gyllenhaal, who's trained with him. Just let them do a choreographed fight.
I do think in the final fight scene there was some bits that I quite liked, and it was more the grappling than the fighting.
But that's like the real fighting, isn't it?
Yes.
That they could have actually done. So you don't need to CGI for it to make it look badass. I don't know. You think of something like Fight Club, where it's just similar. It's just guys brawling, and it looks good now. That's a 25-year-old film, and it's believable of them getting the shit kicked out of each other. You feel those punches when they get hit. You didn't feel anything in this. It just, it was, I don't know, really, really disappointing. A film about guys fighting and brawling, and the worst part about it by a long, long way is the fighting.
Yeah.
Suddenly, I was like,
And I think that's what knocked it down. Because for me, the film, because of stuff like that, was a 4 or 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Enjoyment value, I put on a different scale.
Yeah.
It's an 8 out of 10 for me, for enjoyment value, because I really enjoyed watching it.
I enjoyed it.
But
I did enjoy it.
The film is a 4 or 5 is because of shit like that.
Exactly.
Because we can appreciate it, like you said, as a throwback to 80s action.
Yeah. and it's just fun and over the top and silly. Like some bits, like Claire was like, oh, it's just ridiculous. Like when the bloody, crash the yacht and the boat goes flying through the air and stuff, and he goes flying through the air and then just picks himself up, and it's just like, but I don't mind shit like that because it's an over the top throwback to an 80s action film.
That's what we're here for.
But don't make the fight scenes look shit. I'm the same as you. I did quite enjoy it, but overall, I think I was disappointed. However, I had a different take on it because I'd already seen the original and I knew what the original was all about. And obviously you're going to compare it, but a lot of people haven't seen the original. So for you, you'll probably have a different take. So I suppose for you, still, that summary that you gave is still probably fair. Like, you enjoyed it. This is fun, bit silly, tongue in cheek, but the fighting is shit and all these flaws that knock it right down. So I feel like overall a bit of a disappointment. It's
worth a watch.
I'd say worth a watch, absolutely, because it's still a bit of fun.
Yeah,
it's a bit of mindless fun, and I guess the directors tried something different by trying to do the fights and trying to make them look cooler or more realistic or whatever. Don't do that again.
Yeah, and I don't know how I feel about it because it's either really bad or it's really good. There's in the final fight scene between Connor and Jake Gyllenhaal, at one point with this erratic camera shift, it goes into first person.
Yes.
Of Jake Gyllenhaal being hit, and it's all over the place because his head has been knocked to fuck.
Yeah.
And I was like, do I dislike this? But at the same time, I was like, it showed the pure aggression from Conor McGregor coming at him. So I was a bit like, I do kind of like it for that because it showed that he's a fucking animal.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was like, it is still just a bit shit because we've had this erratic, all-around camera angle for the whole film that's kind of like, just stay still for 1 minute. So when it did go to it, I think I would have appreciated that more if it all wasn't like that.
I agree. It also, you know what? It just made me think of Doom, the first-person sequence at the end. I was like, and everyone hates that. That was just shit. It made it feel like a video game again.
Yeah.
And I was just a bit, yeah, I was just so disappointed because every time, like, you're thinking, like, right, you've had the fucking the standoff and the who's got the bigger dick swinging, throwing abuse at each other, and like, right, let's get into it. Going to start throwing some punches, and then it's just disappointing. It's like build up. It's like, that was anticlimactic.
Yeah.
For like pretty much every fight, which didn't need to happen because there's so many incredible fight films out there.
Yeah.
So many great like action sequences. So they just didn't have to do that. So worth a watch for a bit of fun, a bit of mindless fun, but overall disappointing.
Okay.
So then I recommended to you, you've got to watch the original, and I think you went straight after
put it straight on,
and we did exactly the same. We literally back to back, like, let's watch the original now.
Yeah.
I suppose for many of us, I'm going to ask, I'll get you to your opinion on this one first, but I don't know if it's the same for you, but I know a lot of people first discovered Roadhouse through Family Guy.
Yeah. Roadhouse,
where Peter Griffin finds a copy of Roadhouse, a DVD, in like a bargain bin, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh my God, Roadhouse, I love this film. And then he watches it on, becomes obsessed with it, and then just starts
roundhouse kicking
everyone and just shouting Roadhouse. And like even like driving, doesn't it? He's just like driving the steering wheel by kicking the steering wheel. It's like Roadhouse. So that was my first exposure to Roadhouse, and I think a lot of people of our generation, that's exactly the same.
Oh, definitely.
Probably one of the reasons why I then went on to go find it and watch it absolutely years and years ago. But for a lot of people, even though it's a bit of a cult classic, it's still a very much unknown cult classic, I would say. Not a massive one. But
I guess it's all down to your age.
Yeah,
at our age, we love our 80s actions, and a little bit older ones love our 80s actions. But at the same time, it's kind of down to who you was into. If you was into Arnie? Was you into Stallone? How many people were really into Swayze is the question. And if you're not massively into Swayze, would you go down? I mean, we all love Ghost and shit like that, but are you going to go down that route? And that's why I didn't, because Swayze, I didn't follow Swayze.
No, same. And I was actually on about this with Rach, our good friend Rach, earlier. And we're on about films because she was on about Beetlejuice and Big Trouble in Little China and stuff, and saying like they were films that she grew up with in her house. And like, I love Big Trouble in Little China, but I didn't grow up on that.
Yeah, of course.
Like, and you're reliant on almost like what your parents had on video. You know, because
Yes.
it wasn't like before where you had endless films at the touch of a button.
Oh, of course, yeah.
It was literally whatever you had in your house, or maybe your friends had, and you'd be like, oh, mate, can I borrow that? So it was like limited exposure. So things like if Roadhouse wasn't in your parents' video collection, you weren't watching it, or you didn't catch it on TV. Whereas things like the Arnie ones, like Commando, we had like recorded versions off of the TV, like, you know, where the adverts where you had to like really fast forward through.
Yeah, of course.
So I think that was just one of them where, it just escaped me. But going back, I still think it's a proper 80s classic in that sense. But
it is.
Go on then. What did you think of 1989's Roadhouse?
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, I really enjoyed the 24. This is just done better, isn't it? I mean, it's, you know, in the Gyllenhaal one, the idea is he's looking after this roadhouse that he's tricked into looking after because they want to knock it down to build something.
Yeah.
Where in Swayze's, this is a shit old bar. Come and sort it out. Come and sort the staff out, and the storyline progresses into the main villain who has like monopoly over the town and is taking money from all the businesses, and he gets really invested into it. So the storyline flows a lot better.
It really does. I agree.
He's just this guy. He goes from bar to bar. He's just known as being hard as nails. And that's all you need sometimes.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, I'll be honest with you, they shoe in the fact that he killed someone for no reason.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you're hard. So you had to have killed someone at some point.
Kill someone with his
They
like
randomly allude to it, and then it's never
ripped his
mentioned
throat
again.
out.
Until the end scene. But they just kind of allude to it, and that's that.
Yeah.
But Swayze's fucking brilliant. Everyone who works in the Double Deuce is amazing. That fat guy is so good. And I love how kind of Swayze just becomes the manager. Is like, right, you're the hard one. Teach them how to fight. Teach them how to deal with it. And, you know, his whole thing is, this is how you fight. You know, he notices everyone. He's like, right, he's got a gun in his waistband that no one saw and blah, blah, blah. But it's all about all of that. You be nice.
Yeah.
So you got someone who's shouting in your face, you be nice.
Yeah.
And it's like, be nice, be nice, be nice. And it's like, well, when don't we be nice? He goes, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point of it. You be nice.
Yeah.
And then we'll tell you. And it is just 80s action fighting after 80s action fighting after 80s boobies after 80s action
Lots of 80s boobies.
80s boobies everywhere. 80s bush a few times as well. Like, it is just a typical 80s action film.
It is.
In that
it is. With the music and everything. It's a bit cheesier.
Music is awesome.
The music's fantastic. It's like the Jeff Healey band, I think, who's the actual... Jeff Healey's an actual blues artist, I think.
Yeah,
and
I grew up with Jeff Healey.
Really?
I've
not really come across him before other than through this. And he plays actually like the musician, like the house band,
yes.
you know, so they're singing all the time. The music's great. Even the opening bit when it just came up and it's like Roadhouse and it's all like the pink neon writing.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is so much better already. Just the feel of it.
Mm-hmm.
It just works. And I totally agree with you. Like, it's the story. You're only going to get a limited story when it's about a bouncer sorting out a rough thing. It's just an excuse to get loads of people fighting. But it does work so much better because he's a professional cooler or whatever he's called. And they get him in to sort out rough bars. He sorts out the staff and then he leaves.
Yeah.
So the opening one is he's in a different club that he's sorted out and he's got a team of all like fucking hench bouncers that just sort the shit out. So he leaves to go sort this one out. And he comes in and he's just like, you're fired because you're dealing drugs. You haven't got the right temperament, blah, blah, blah. You're skimming the bar. So, and he just doesn't come, he comes in and you see a progression, don't you?
Yes.
Like you see it like night after night, it getting less and less rough. The decor gets better. They're making more money. There's more people suddenly queuing to get in this place because before, when he first turns up, it's like a proper biker bar. It's a dive bar. And by the end of it, it's a proper booming club. Yeah. So it's great to see that progression.
Absolutely.
And you're seeing his team around him. The new one really lacked that, I think. He had a little bit with it, with like the barman and his mate.
Yeah, and that female who was like, I was going to leave, but I'm going to stay because I do love it here.
And but it was almost like a nod to it, like a slight tip of the hat. Whereas I actually really like that. Like, his crew getting better as well.
Because even by the end of it, like, to start off with, it's just some guys wearing shitty clothes, and by the end they're in full uniform, and shit like that.
And they're a
like,
proper team. And then, like, so sometimes when, like, the henchman turns up, you know, with all his crew, it's like Swayze and his boys against that crew. So it's like a big full-on brawl, which is just awesome, like proper 80s.
And then the introduction, and this is what I love in an 80s film, because you can't just have someone who's hard as nails. You've got to have the guy who taught him to be hard as nails.
Yeah.
Sam Elliott, Wade Garrett, or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Wade Garrett.
Oh my God, he is just the epitome of fucking cool,
Yes,
man.
he
He's
fucking
greasy. He's just got stubble instead of a beard or a tash.
Yeah.
And he's just like, he's the type of guy that you expect to walk into a bar, fag on, neck a whiskey, grab a woman by the arm, and they just go off together into the sunset.
Yeah,
do you know
absolutely.
what I mean? Like that typical 80s sort of like coolness that you expect.
He is so cool. Like, I've always loved Sam Elliott. He's always been cool, but like, we've known him as a lot older, and he's always had his big, famous, massive tash. So to see him without his tash, just like a stubbly beard, was quite unsettling. And I've always known him with like white hair as well, whereas he's got like long,
greasy, like black,
grey, blacky hair. It's like shaggy, and he like turns up on a motorbike, and he's got like dressed in all 80s, you know, like with the tight trousers, but like a really baggy top,
Shit,
like
that's undone down to his belly button,
but with his hairy chest out, and you're like, he's just cool as fuck. Like, he's just awesome. Like, like Patrick Swayze's mentor, so he just turns up randomly and they just start fighting together, and it's just a proper great like bromance.
Absolutely.
And there's no character like that in the new one, and which was lacking as well. Like, I mean, it's weird because Patrick Swayze's proper cool in this, like with the mullet and everything, and like. But for me, as soon as Sam Elliott turns up, I was like, I don't care about Patrick Swayze.
yeah, definitely.
Like, Sam Elliott, you are my boy. Like, fucking cool as. But I just love it. Like, everything about it, like you said, it's pure 80s, and it just works for me. It's just ridiculous, over the top action, lots of boobies.
Yeah.
Mental hair. Everyone's got mental hair.
I love 80s hair.
Yeah, same. Like, I just said it, like,
nuts.
between like Patrick Swayze and his love interest, like the amount of hairspray between them is insane. Like,
and in a way, I'm kind of glad I watched it the way round I did, solely because I quite liked then going to the better one.
Yeah.
And noticing what the new one took from it. So the example of the young black girl in the bookstore was their red.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, and just all these sort of nods.
Yeah.
If I'd have seen Roadhouse years ago, I wouldn't have really picked up on some of the stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas watching it this way around, I could appreciate Roadhouse more, like the 89 Roadhouse. Appreciate it more.
Yeah.
In a way, it made me appreciate the 24 version a bit better, because it's like, you could have done that, but at the same time, you are trying to just be like, well, it's a moderner version.
Yeah, it's trying to do something a little bit different. It's not like a shot-by-shot remake.
Yeah, but you've still got the nods, and not a lot, but it made me appreciate that a little bit more. But yeah, the 89 Roadhouse is a cult classic.
Yeah, I agree.
It is a perfect action film. If you want a action film that doesn't involve commando guns and frag grenades and choppers, and you just want to see some good old fighting,
just some good old fashion
fucking Roadhouse
brawls.
That's all it is.
Yeah, I know. Obviously, it gets a little bit ridiculous for the climactic scene, but that's just like the big final showdown where they have to go bigger and better. But still, like, it's just awesome that
it's the 80s, so of course it gets that.
And like, I did enjoy the new one. Similarly, like, I did enjoy it. It's nice to see something different, but I feel like I just didn't care about the actual Roadhouse. Like, I feel like it's nice that you kind of care about the bar a little bit, because in the original one, Patrick Swayze's Dalton's made it better. Yeah. And he's got a crew and a team around him, so you feel like you're invested in more. Then Sam Elliott turns up, who's even better, so you feel like you're properly on his side. Same with his missus, like the doctor. Like, I feel like I'm rooting. And even the guys in the community, like the random farmer that Patrick Swayze lives with, in this incredible house, by the way, just like has like a room.
It's a church, isn't it?
It's like, like a room above like on a farm. It just opens out onto the river. You're like, this is just serene. I just don't feel like I did really like Jake Gyllenhaal as Dalton. I did, but I feel like he was the only one I was invested in. I didn't really care about
Agreed.
the bar. Like the bar was almost like a minor character.
Yeah, agreed.
Same with like the owner and like his crew. They're all okay, but they're just. It was the Jake Gyllenhaal show, which is not a bad thing.
It was the Jake Gyllenhaal show. We loved Connor.
Yeah.
It's great to see him acting in if that's what you call
just
acting.
A bit of fun.
But he was fun and he was just him.
Yeah.
And I did really like the sort of like dumbass henchman who he breaks his arm quite early on.
He was quite good. He was a good
like that
part.
addition. He's a very minor sort of like side character, but just how it's like, oh, hi again.
Yeah. Please don't kick the shit out of me.
yeah. Thank you for taking us to the
I
hospital.
just want to ride my motorbike and I have to be in a gang.
Yeah, exactly. It turns out they're not as nice as I thought they were.
So there was like, I would definitely recommend both to watch.
And they're both on Amazon Prime, so the original Roadhouse is on there as well.
Yeah, which is good fun. But if you're going to prioritize one over the other, watch the 80s one. It is a cult
100%.
classic. It's something I could watch time and time again, just for fun. Like just something like like the Arnie 80s films. I will put on, and as soon as it finishes, I would happily put it on again.
Yeah,
and just whether it's on in the background or whether I want to sit and watch it all. This is one of those films for me. Just it'd be a comfort film.
absolutely. Yeah. And also, we live in a world now where you don't need boobies on the screen all the time. So instead, we just get shredded Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Which is great because he's so fucking shredded.
He is.
And so's Connor. Connor is massive in that film.
He is.
Like, he doesn't look like a real human.
No.
He's that big because he's not just huge, he's so defined.
Yeah.
God, yeah. A bit of shirtless fighting, down for it, mate.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
So, Roadhouse, 89, double thumbs up.
Yep.
Get it watched. If you've never seen it, it's just so much fun.
Absolutely.
2024, give it a watch.
Give it a watch.
It's fun.
It is fun. I agree.
Just be prepared for the bullshit.
Yeah. And if anything, I'm quite thankful for the 24 version because that will now introduce so many more people to the 89 version.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
it's got a big thumbs up in that respect.
Definitely.
But yeah, both on Prime. Give them both a watch. See what you think.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah, good Sunday films, aren't they?
Oh, perfect Sunday
Great
films.
Sunday films.
Yeah.
Right, a little bit longer today, but we had to talk about Shredded Men. So
Shredded Men.
Thank you for putting up with us for them extra 10 minutes. So yeah, this episode has just all been about appreciating and loving people and barring fights.
Yeah.
So if you want to love people, tell people how much you appreciate them. If you don't, go fight someone.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't do that. Please don't do that.
Oh, is that what we're promoting?
And if you did, it didn't come from me. So thank you all. Social media, everyone. Facebook, Twitter, X.
Mm-hmm.
Pornhub. We on Pornhub yet?
I think so.
Yeah, Pornhub, Facebook, Insta, all that lot. Go give us a like. It's doing quite well, Megan.
Yeah.
Keep it up. You're doing fantastic.
You
well
are
done.
doing fantastic,
You're doing
Megan.
great.
Yeah.
Get involved. Have a chat with us. Don't forget to tell Megan you love her in the next post that comes out because she deserves it. And we still haven't decided, but we are going to get back onto the live streams. We just need to get a date put in for that. You're going on holiday soon, aren't you?
I'm going to Morocco
So
in a
it'll
week.
probably be next month where we get the next live stream out. But for the first time ever, we're on it and we're actually going to have an episode during holiday week because we're planning
Organised.
ahead.
Yeah, we
Megan's brought this out of us
I know.
because I don't want to let her down.
I know, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah, so we're going to be
This was probably a
organised.
plan all along.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
Make us
Sort-
feel sorry for
sort
her
these
because
fucking
we're being
idiots out.
horrible.
Yeah, exactly.
Which actually makes us do stuff.
So yeah, as always, it's the end of the episode. This is the part that everyone looks forward to. Ryan signing us off with words of love.
Words of love today. Matt did such a great job last week, and I'm going to ring him to provide us with something. How can I top anything that you've said? If you want some words of love, just rewind this episode, go back to the start, and listen to it all again.
Yeah.
Specifically your bits.
On a different account, so the numbers double.
Exactly.
Yeah. So if your partner or your friend has Spotify, listen to it again on their account.
Yeah.
Make sure you follow us on it. Leave us a 5-star review.
Yep.
Or if you don't want to leave us a 5-star review, you want to leave us a 1-star review, don't.
Yep.
Peace.